Hi there, my fellow workers. Yes, I'm still working, just in case you wondered. There's a red letter day in our company's history, August 31, 1994. The 10th anniversary of that date provides me this occasion to talk with you. It's been a while since we talked, so I'm doubly glad for the opportunity. August 31 commemorates the day in 1994 that set our company on a new course, our mid-course correction, to begin to move towards sustainability. It's worth recording, especially for newcomers, how that day happened. 1994 was a good year for Interface. Things were going really well. We had come through the severe recession of 1991 to 93 and were clicking on all cylinders. From startup in 1973 to $800 million in sales in 1994, and profitable for our shareholders. You would have to say that by all conventional standards, Interface was a raging success. But a curious thing happened that summer. A different definition of success began to creep into our consciousness. It began with questions from some of our customers that we had not heard before. What is your company doing for the environment? And we did not have good answers. There's nothing that will get your attention faster than the most important person in the world to Interface, the customer, asking a question you cannot satisfactorily answer. So a small group, a new task force, was assembled to bring together representatives from our businesses all around the world and get some answers. Just what were we doing for the environment? The date was set for that meeting, August 31, 1994, and about mid-July, the task force organizers asked me to launch the new task force with a kickoff speech and my environmental vision. Well, I did not have an environmental vision. Interface was 21 years old, and I had never given a thought to what we were taking from the earth, except to be sure there was always enough of it, or doing to the earth. And I did not want to make that speech. I could not get beyond, we obey the law, comply. So I dragged my feet about accepting that invitation to speak, and then I relented reluctantly and said, okay. And then I started to sweat with what to say. August 31 drew near, and as if by pure serendipity, a book landed on my desk, The Ecology of Commerce by Paul Hawken. Not having any idea what was in it, I began to read, and very quickly Paul's central thesis hit me like a spear in the chest. The biosphere that supports all life is in decline. The biggest culprit is the industrial system, us. And the only way out of the mess is for business and industry to shape up, clean up its act, and lead. For the first time, a new definition of success penetrated my heart and my head. Our company, sustainable, environmentally as well as economically, and just, taking nothing from the earth that's not rapidly and naturally renewable and doing no harm to the biosphere. Well, I made that speech and challenged that little group to lead our company to sustainability. I said to them, if Hawken is right and business must lead, who will lead business? Unless somebody does, nobody will. It is axiomatic. Why not us? That challenge, accepted by so many of you and supported by your countless acts of creativity and good conscience, brings us to this place 10 years later. The vision is clear: to climb Mount Sustainability and reach its summit, zero environmental footprint, by 2020. It is you and your fellow Interface associates, fellow astronauts on Spaceship Earth around the world, who are the key to reaching that vision. We thought you'd like to meet some of them and hear their stories of how they are working daily in their jobs, their homes, and their communities to help realize the vision, taking nothing, doing no harm, moving Interface towards sustainability, thus setting an example for the entire industrial world that businesses everywhere will decide to emulate, because it comes to be recognized as a better way to run a business. For this reason, many thoughtful people believe Interface is the most important company in the world, because we are pioneering that better way. The 10 people profiled in this film are 10 among the many of you who have committed to this path. They embody the spirit of interface just as you and your coworkers do. They come from different cultures and work in different roles, but they have one thing in common. They are proving that a higher purpose brings out the best in people. As you watch their stories unfold, I hope you will sense that higher purpose and adopt it as your own if you haven't already. But I bet you have. All of us want to leave a legacy for which our children's children will thank us. I'm so proud to be associated with you. Thank you for being a fellow mountain climber. Now watch your associates and listen as they share their stories with us.
My name is Judy Pike. I wear two hats, the purchasing hat and the social sustainability hat. Prior to Anthony Manitti being president here 2 years ago, the Quest, Equisense, Ecometrics, and social sustainability were not under the same leadership. He asked me to take on all of those areas and to consolidate all of our efforts. Dumpster diving is an activity where we take a random dumpster and we dump it out, and the divers then separate the recyclables from what is actual trash.
We're going to look at all of this trash. We're going to look for things that should have been recycled. This is recyclable. This is corrugated cardboard. We get paid money for this.
Anyone who's trying to control their waste needs to know what's in their trash.
This is recyclable. All of the yarn, all of the thread, all of the backing.
So remember this whenever you go back to your department. There are still opportunities in your departments to recycle.
Delhaven is an organization. They have mentally challenged adults in their program. We created this program to help us as well as to help Delhaven. This is yarn that's destined to be recycled. When we recycle yarn off the cone, it's more valuable to our recyclers than on the cone. Did you do this whole pile? That's a lot. I take every opportunity I can to read the Lorax. It's a true sustainability story long before the word sustainability was in anybody's vocabulary. If we destroy all of the good things, and all that's left are the bad pollution things.
We're at the Azusa Canyon, and we organize these restorative projects, the cleanup that we're going to do here today. It's all about education. And one person can start a program, and it extends to 4 or 5 that are participating, and then those 4 or 5 take it home to the community that they work within. And the power of one is an exponential growth. That's the genius of what Ray Anderson is able to do. Ray Anderson is affecting a whole different level of influential people than the majority of us can at our level. We need to help Ray get that message across. We need to support his vision by incorporating our own projects.
More businesses are going to understand if they're going to survive, they're going to have to be more sustainable themselves, and that in turn I think will eventually filter down to the average citizen.
My name's Jamie Rodd, Project Engineering Manager at Interface Europe. I tend to get involved in production machinery improvements, day-to-day managing of utilities, energy management.
Jamie being a project manager, he does get involved with all sorts of aspects of the company. You can guarantee that whatever project I give him, he's going to put the sustainability slant on it, and he takes that extremely serious.
Sustainability for me is all about not taking things out of the planet and just using them and creating lots of waste and throwing it here, there and everywhere. One of the big key things I've been involved with recently is the purchase of renewable energy, and we're hoping to get 100% wind turbine generation on site.
We've used a company called Ecotricity for the last 7 or so years. They've resisted that, but this year is pushed that hard that they are giving us the opportunity to purchase merchant wind 100% over the next 3 years, which is very exciting.